Hello everyone, welcome back to Base Damage. Hope you are all doing well. Today we're going to be taking a look at the results of the tournaments for, I'm guessing this is Cologne, Germany, and Rosemont, Illinois. They were both very big. We will get to those in just a second. Obviously, as always, I'm going to take a look and see if there was anything banned or particularly not allowed at either of these tournaments, just to obviously be complete and total fairness. Even though I assume nothing major was going to be banned for Rosemont, it is fair to point out that you obviously could not use Marvel and Pixar, just Southeast Asia only. But let's go over to Europe. I actually found something really interesting for this. The only thing that wasn't allowed for Germany was Marvel, so you could use Pixar. Interesting for that. Maybe they didn't update it because, as far as I know, that being only Southeast Asia, they should have only been able to use it, whatever. But they also had a really cool voice actress at the Germany one. I was unaware of this happening. I think this is really cool. I decided to do a quick little dive on her. Izumi Kita was at this regionals, and she's been in stuff. Obviously, they brought her in because she was in Vanguard, but I do want to point out she was in Weiss Survive, the little short thing that they made to promote Weiss Schwarz. Like, she was actually in that. I thought that was really cool. She's been in a bunch of other little roles here and there. This is something also Weiss Survive are. So she was Michi in both of them, which I think was the female pro tag in there. Obviously Misaki from Cardfight Vanguard. I say that like I know who the hell that is. Cordelia from Milky Holmes. Shout outs to the people who main the Milky Holmes Learn to Play deck. We have a couple other, quite a few other anime. Luck and Logic, Bang Dream, Ri Uzawa. Don't know who that is. I just don't remember off the top of my head. But obviously she was in basically everything related to card fight, so that's obviously the reason why she was there. But I thought it was kind of cool to point out that she was in the Weiss Schwarz little shorts anime thing, so that was kind of cool. But I figured just to point that out really quickly. And now let's get on to the actual results for Germany. Oh boy, this weekend people saw that ban list hit and they said we are just gonna get our use out right now for Seven Deadly Sins, for Slime. They're like, let's just go balls to the wall, y'all. Because 127 players, which is really nice, really big. We like that. I think that might have been more than what we had at Duluth when me, Joe, and Moroku went. But the one to take home the coveted first place was obviously going to be Slime here. We had 8 Pants Rimuru Muron up against Milim Muron. Thought it was kind of a cool matchup, and probably could have gone either way. Would have loved to have been able to seen it, but sadly couldn't. Followed by Elizabeth Hendrickson for third place. Let's see what else we had here. We had JoJo, Double Choice, and Pants, which I'm assuming is like the Pants is probably like Jolene, top end or something. Another 8 Pants Rimuru. Nino coming in already, trying to make her way back to the top after getting a couple of the premium booster cards. Himeno Aki Chainsaw Man, Seven Deadly Sins. Bochi the Rock Door Bar Ruby Choice Standby. Slime Shuna Miran. 8 Pants Rimuru Miran. 3 different standbys for Ruby. Freeren with an 8 Pants Trial Deck finisher. A Yotsuba Itsuki quintuplet setup, and a Kali Marin for Hololive. Now, I just want to go ahead and point out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slime decks topped. In top 16 cut, to be completely and totally fair, but still really, really cool. And to be completely and totally fair, let's do look at each of their list for at least the top 3. Just to show, obviously, the consistency pieces and everything people were running while my computer pulls that up. I kind of want to see the Nino build, so we are going to take a look at that real quick. The Kali Marin, I'll take a look at later, personally. There were some other ones further down I thought was just really, really cool. But let's take a look at the first placed list. The last time I will ever play this deck. I swear I did not look at this beforehand. Really cool. But hey, looks like people are just going to jump ship. Maybe this version of the deck is just going to go completely after that consistency hit. Who knows? We shall see. Yeah, definitely running like the typical stuff. Definitely on potions and everything. Oh, sorry, my fat head was covering that with the one copy of potions. One copy of this freaking Rimuru from the sorry, 2 copies of this Rimuru from the trial deck. This is like a $40+ card. I was like, what the hell? That's because it was from the trial deck. Let's see. Nothing else super crazy, nothing like out of this world. Obviously, everyone like trying to run the Gazelle now to like bounce one of your opponent's characters and everything. Second place, we had Milim with using the level 1 Milim engine. Looks like this guy doesn't have to worry too much for his consistency pieces. He was only running 2 copies of this to begin with, so ain't got to change much in here, buddy. See, this is something I don't see a lot of people running, is the Cardion. This specifically searches out the Milim as well as gives it some other buffs. Another consistency piece, just saying. And obviously creating potions. Or sorry, the other one was not potions. This was, no, this was the Dragonoid Bond. I thought this was potions. I'm sorry to the first place person. I misrepresented your deck. I am so sorry. This is the potions. This was the bond for Milim. In the other deck, I misspoke. So they had 1 copy of the Milim Bond. My bad. What is this? Taking a break. It's a negative soul, and you can sack one of your Demon Continent characters for the cost. Okay, interesting. Alrighty, third place. SDS no Aqua? What the hell? 7 Deadly Sins no Aqua? I don't know. Yeah, Hendrickson and the Elizabeth top end, no surprise there. Obviously running the Dreyfus and the Diane for consistency stuff. So just showing it off real quick. I realize my fat head is covering up the 1 king over here. So the Nino build is something I actually wanted to take a look at. Let's see. So they're still running some of the, I think this was new. This was one of the new cards. All of your characters in front gain 15, and when a climax with standby is triggered, you may draw 1 card and then discard a card. Okay. And obviously the Foolish Burial, like just definitely was going to see that. So the Memory Kick. This is a new Brainstorm. Yeah, it says N, so it is from the premium booster. Okay. So just wanted to point that out. So people have dropped the level 0 that was like 2 different on-play effects to like let you discard a Nino to draw a card and then like discard a card to top check and then salvage. They've foregone that altogether because it was on a pick 1 of 3 list with this particular event. The important charm, choose one of your opponent's characters. That character gets -3 soul till end of turn. When I did the quintuplet showcase, that new level or that level 0 from before was nowhere to be found, and this was in its place. Just so much easier, just instead of discarding the standby targets from hand, which you still have plenty of other discard outlets in this deck, but instead of having to do that, they could just send it directly without having to like worry about anything, without bypass all that, and instead opted to use this event that was on the pick 1 of 3 list instead. It seems to be the way that everyone pivoted, which is honestly a very understandable reason, so I'm not going to fault anyone for that one. But that is going to be it for this. So shout outs to the players who topped in Cologne, Germany. If you happen to go to Germany as well, feel free to comment down below. Tell us your thoughts. If you topped in this top 16, or even if you just showed up and played, feel free to comment, and it would be really awesome to tell us how you did, what you were playing, everything, just whatever you want. But let's move on to Rosemont. This had a whopping 230 players. Rosemont's always one of the big ones for English Weiss, for those who don't know. This is one of the bigger tournaments usually. And the reason I'm pointing out how many players this was, I think Duluth had a capacity, a limit of 200 players. For Weiss alone, not split between things, because we had like I said, we had 120 something. I think we did hit the cutoff for like top 16, but 230 players. So they already kind of knew going into this it was going to be huge, and said we have to have higher than 200 player cap, obviously. So already kind of right out the bat, you can kind of see an issue here, and that is in the top 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slime decks. But let's give credit where credit is due. Congrats to the first place with 8 Pants Rimuru Miran, and a really colossal attempt here with the Kali Aqua. I definitely want to take a look at that one. So I'm going to go ahead and tap these two. Third place was an Elizabeth Hendrickson. We're going to take a look at that one as well. 8 pants, 8 pants, 8 pants, and a Millimuron, just like we showed before. Another free run with book pants. Obviously, probably the trial deck top end. Apparently, that's just very, very cost efficient. You just have to have like the Fern level 1 and you're golden from the set. Bocchi the Rock, 5-door, 3-bar. Overlord. We did not see Overlord at all in this top 16 for Germany. I just want to point that out. I think people gave up on in Germany. They're like, fuck it, we're done with Overlord. Let's just go ahead and bust out the slime decks and get them done with. And then everyone decided to play it here. Shout outs to the Chloe Ollie player. I really love this build. I've been wanting to do something similar myself, so we're going to showcase that really quickly. But, you know, we did have 2 Overlord decks top in here, and obviously this was right before the new ban list goes into effect, literally the day before. I'm recording this the day that it goes into effect. So we are going to be having to obviously see some very new things in the upcoming weeks, especially like when me and Joe go down to Tampa. It's going to be very interesting to see what all gets played. But like I said, Overlord, Chloe Ollie, we're going to take a look at Dorbar, another 8 pants Rimuru Muron, Chloe Marin, a Dorbar Bocchi the Rock, and an 8 pants trial deck free run. Really, really awesome there. Just regardless of the outcome, I'm always going to say, you know, congrats to everybody who won, everyone who rocked up. If you happen to go to this, if you topped in this top 16, do let us know down below in the comments. It would be greatly appreciated. Or even if you just rocked up, you know, hey, just by all means. So first place, the best things come in 3s, which I can kind of understand, like, coming from a Yu-Gi-Oh background, sometimes play sets of, like, sometimes only running 3 copies of something just feels right, but it's because I played Yu-Gi-Oh forever, where their play sets are 3 copies, so. But yeah, on the Miran, let's see. Nothing else too terribly crazy. The level 0 Rimuru. This is an interesting one, I will say. Oh, it's a refresh thing, and it works with, like, the Shion's cooking, but they're not running this, so it's just kind of a refresh thing they wanted to tech in. Really awesome. The Neg Soul thing we saw before. So, yeah, that is shout-outs to first place. Let's take a look at the second place. The Ancestors live stream? What the hell? Okay, so this is rocking the Kali level 1 for the Climax combo. I'm fairly certain a lot of people know what this is. This has some other combos in here that I really haven't looked at as much. I know what this does, but I'm going to show it for people who probably don't know. I don't actually remember what this one does for the level 2. So we're going to work our way up. But it is off of the... Okay, my head... I literally can't scroll down far enough. But off of this pants trigger, gaming. Gaming on a day off. So the level 2 Summer Splash Party. During your comics phase, when you play the pants... if this is in your center stage, pay 1, pitch 1... you get to summon the level 3 Aqua, put it on any position of your stage. And she gets big during the turn she's played on stage from hand. So it's just an early play thing, but you don't summon over top of her. You can, like, put her up to, like you can put her in the middle, and then this Aqua, I think... No, it's the Restander Aqua that does another thing based off the middle center. All right, so this is when it... okay, so I remember this one now. When this attacks, if gaming on a day off is in your climax area, you have 2 or more other Hololive characters. Choose one of the following effects and perform it. Your opponent returns the top 10 cards of their stock to their deck, shuffles their deck, and puts the same number of cards from the top of their deck into stock. A very funky stock swap, but it's just making... It kind of fulfills the same condition of you no longer know if your stock is clean or anymore. It's just kind of funky. Choose 2 cards in your hand, discard them. If you put 2 cards into the waiting room, deal 3 damage to your opponent. Then look at 2 cards from the top of your deck, put them back on top of your deck in any order. And she heals on play. Really cool there. I'm happy to see the tech. I'm glad this kind of setup got as far as it did. I've never really messed with those Climax combos, and like I said, I didn't even know what this Aqua did. I'll be completely and totally honest with you. I don't know what the Shion does. Oh, it searches for it. Okay, first off, it gives that Aqua plus 1500 power and hexproof. So, that's interesting. Then when this is placed on stage from hand, you can discard you can discard a Hololive, search your deck for a particular Shion or the level 3 Aqua and add it to your hand. Very interesting. Okay. They put a lot of different cards like that in the premium booster set. All right, going on to third place, I'm just Kendrickson. I don't know. I'm sorry, brother. The joke fell flat on me. I don't get it. Kendrick? I don't know. Whatever. But obviously the Hendrickson and Elizabeth list. I was about to say Diane because I was looking right at the Diane when I said it. But the Elizabeth? Yeah, it's the Elizabeth top end and everything. So really cool. Nothing super crazy, although I will give kudos for the really awesome looking Meliodas SP. So that's awesome. And I really like this. It uses the Chloe level 1 engine, having to resonate with the Laplace to salvage back stuff. But I've been running like a version of this, but I've been wanting to like shove the early play in. It's just kind of funny, and I'm probably going to do it at some point. But it basically revolves around this Hachima. The turn that she's placed on stage from hand, and this fulfills that condition, you can basically blow up the field. Like anybody who remembers Judgment Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh, you basically make all players send their entire fields to the waiting room. It just nukes the entire board. Hexproof doesn't care. It's just so funny. Now, because you can choose the order of operations, you can blow if you play a climax. If you play the Ollie climax, which has an effect to summon herself, these go off at the beginning of the attack phase. You can blow up the field first and then summon back 2 Ollies to get some heals off and then have like more attacks on board, in addition to all of her like cancel burn and burn shenanigans going on. It's just really, really fun and powerful. And I'm loving it so much. I'm probably gonna do like, I'm contemplating a version of this to possibly take to Tampa. It's debating between this and one other deck. But we will see how that goes. But also Ollie, best zombie, obviously. But yeah. So I just really like this, and this level 2 can early play the Hachima. It just requires a specific Fubuki Brainstorm. So yeah, this is some crazy shenanigans. That's all I got to say there. But all right, let's move right along. But that is gonna be it for this. I said move right along like there was something else that was gonna come after that. I don't really have much else to say for this, but I really like this big of a turnout. I love seeing this many people show up to a regionals. That's just so awesome. Once again, if you participated, whether you topped or not, feel free to comment down below and let us know. I'll be happy to give you shout outs. Actually, speaking of giving shout outs, I am going to say one thing really quickly. One of the members of the Discord, Audrey, I believe most people who've been in the Weiss community long enough know who Audrey is. They are super awesome. They gave us a rundown in the base damage general chat. I'm searching over to the side where did you put it? They put their results for what they played. Played 7 rounds with the top 16. They said they were more or less screwing around with an Oshinoko door choice deck, but they ended up finishing 4-3. They lost first round to 7 Deadly Sins, won against a Quince Miku, lost to a Quince Nino, lost to an Overlord, won against an Azure Lane deck, won against a Freerin deck, and they played something else for the last round. They couldn't remember what it is, but they won. And someone was cosplaying as Kana from Kana Arima from Oshinoko, and they were like, "Hey, let me play against you during free play." Really awesome. So that's cool. Just want to give a shout out to that because they did give us a rundown. I figured, might as well give credit where credit is due. But that is going to be it for us today. Thank y'all very much for listening in. It is greatly appreciated. Feel free to like, subscribe, all the cringy YouTuber shenanigans. But if you also want to join our Discord and talk about the tournaments and whatnot, feel free to do so. A link will be in the description to join the Discord. I'm going to go ahead and try to get this out very soon, and we will see y'all on the flip side. Stay based.